Right, and we are live. Hello, and welcome to Forever Rugby, and it is Sevens time, and we are back with Sevens calendar in Hong Kong this weekend, and we've had an interesting day of Sevens. If you're a South African supporter, 2 wins for the BITDEFENDER, which is good to see because they have been pretty terrible, and to the point where actually they've changed, made a change in the coaching staff with Philip Snyman officially becoming the overall head coach, and that is Michael Hooper running on. By the way, the 32-year-old who's making his debut this weekend in the Sevens setup. And I think he's going to be a great Sevens player, to be honest. I mean, I think as well, he's been dealing with the crap of the 15s for so long that I think a fresh start was a good idea for him. He's one of my favorite players, and very, very keen to see how he adapts to the Sevens games and whether he manages to make the kind of impact that he has in the 15s game, which is difficult to do. And we saw Anton Dupont settle in quite well. Very different player, obviously a sort of a more backline player. So in theory, probably a bit more suited to the Sevens game. But Michael Hooper, good over the ball, and will be an important part of the this Sevens side. So we're about to get underway here. Revuvu is got the ball for Fiji. And they were playing right to left, and we've got 2 games yet, by the way. Right now, this will be followed by I think it is it's Fiji versus Canada. No, I lie. It's France versus Canada. But a perfect start there for Fiji, who have retained possession off the kickoff here. Makogu goes down the right side there to the big man, Talakolo. Now ball over the top. Bit of space, gives it back to Talakolo. Now back on the inside, looking to sort of shift this out here. This is Loganamasi. And Batarega, wearing the 99 jersey, moves it towards the right-hand side. So start this from Fiji, keeping all of the ball here, looking to try and find a bit of space in between this Australian side. Pops it up, and it's a nice little wraparound there coming from Matana. And a penalty there for Fiji. I'll take it quickly. Shift it down the left-hand side now. Step inside, start tackle there coming from Turner. Ball over the top, looking for a bit of a wraparound. And he's caught on the ball is Loganamasi. Now long pass out to Batarega. Comes inside, looks for the goosey, and that's very, very well done. Tell you what, that's a very intelligent piece of play there from Sarge. And he made the tackle and then literally grabbed his boot and put it on the line to signal that he was out. So very good defense there from Australia. Nice scramble defense. So start though from Fiji. They'll be pretty happy with that. So it'll be an Australian line out now. And Gonzalez will feed the line out. There towards the back. It's a solid take as well. Get down to grounds. Good work there from Lawson. But it's been stolen by Fiji. Now the counter-attack's on. Switch inside. Great hands. Great hands. Has he got the... Oh, he's lost it over the line. He had 3 players on him, did Batarega, and couldn't hold on to the ball. Good scramble defense there from Australia. Desperate defense as they managed to dislodge the ball as it was literally going over the try line. You can see the scramble, the dedication here. There's 1, 2, 3 players, all they're trying to put pressure on him. Loses it forward, so it'll be a scrum for Australia on the 5-meter line. So despite being the most successful historic side at the Hong Kong Sevens, Fiji have not won this particular weekend since 2019. Right, so Longbottom with the ball in hand there. He'll feed the scrum here. Interesting to see Australia look to run outside their own 22 or look to just sort of go to the boot and try to find a bit of space. They've been parked outside their own half for the entire game here. They literally have not crossed the halfway line just yet. Actually, they barely had the ball, to be honest. They had the ball for about 3 seconds at the line, and that was it. We're going to have a reset here. Referee wants to have a chat with the front rows. line. They go down the left-hand side. They do go to the boot. Looking to just keep it in field, though. So the Fijian players do drop back. Right, Nkogu. Not too many options there for Matano. Will just take contact there. Good work there being done by Hutchison. Nice physicality shown by him. Out on the right-hand side go Fiji. Inside their own half. Bowling from deep. And it's the call man. Talakolo once again. That's not the best pass at all. Doesn't go forward though. So just kind of running ideas at the moment for Fiji. It's been good defense from Australia. Now inside ball. And once again, it's the big man, Talakolo. Now a bit of a 2-on-1 situation here. That's a great tackle across from the Hutchison. And the ball's coming loose. A turnover ball here for Australia. Available there for Hutchison. He's placed on the left-hand side. Now the Aussies all start to line up. They decide to switch it. Long bottom, going to Hutchison. Hutchison almost through the tackle there. On the halfway line, now Australia moving down the left-hand side. Long pass out wide. There could be a bit of space here if they look to use it. Ball over the top. That's really good work. Another bit of space here for Turner. Turner puts it to the boot. Penalty advantage there for taking the man without the ball. And the penalty does come. Could be a card territory, I'll tell you what. They've asked the question, I reckon, but they're going to go back for the penalty for the late tackle. So penalty for Australia just outside the 22. Still no points at the moment. Just 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Right through Australia can conjure up. Bit of space out there. He goes back to Turner. He's man with all the pace there. No one's going to catch him. Turner into the corner. And Australia, despite being under all that pressure early on, will be the first to go over. That's solid work there from them. James Turner, first on the match. 9th of the season. He's got 26 career tries in total. It's good work there from Australia. They absorbed all that pressure, just refused to, relent really in defence. And as soon as they got their first opportunity, they made it count. Long bottom now with the conversion on the right-hand side. Pretty difficult one. And I think it'll slide down the right. It will slide down the right. The poles do flash red. Lovely. The poor lad's been having Mickey taking home. A couple of photos there for one of the supporters who's decided to take a bit of a kip. So Australia now with the restart. And it's a bit of a fake on the left-hand side. Let's say they go down the right. And I think that's gone through the hands. No, it's come off Australia. So it is a Fiji line out. Right, so there's a scrum here, in fact. They've opted for the scrum here, Fiji. The Kugu with the ball in hand. Just over 30 seconds left in the half. And it's the moment the score. 5 points to 0. Now a little overlap there. Trying to find a bit of space as Nkogu. Nah, breaks the tackle there. Good work by Nosova. He sits down one down. Still going, and then he loses the ball in contact. It's kind of been the theme of the match so far. Every single time Fiji have had any sort of momentum, they've managed to sort of force a mistake here, Australia, whether it's a knock-on, where they managed to put them in touch. And the 6 seconds left. This will be the final play of the half. It's initially a very good step there and a very big tackle as well on long bottom. Before then losing the ball in contact. So just passes not really sticking at the moment for Fiji. Not quite been as accurate as they usually are. Been a bit of an uncharacteristic performance for them so far this half. But just the 5 points separated the two sides. And we're into extra time here. So this will be the final moment of the half. Question is, Australia, no, they're going to take it. They say enough is enough, and they chip that into the stands. So it's not much, but it's something from Australia, who do lead Fiji at half-time. Been accurate of Australia. They've defended well. They've forced errors. Fiji have not really been in the game so far from a scoring points. They just haven't been able to hold the ball in that final phase, that final moment. Had a lot of early possession, but haven't been accurate. Right, so half time. As I said, after this game, we'll have France versus Canada. We'll then have Fiji versus Canada, and then France versus Australia a bit later. That'll be about 2:30. Right, so let me look at some of the other results over this weekend. As I said, a much better week so far for the Blitzboks. You've made a change in coaching staff there. So we look at Hong Kong this weekend. Got off to a very good start with a 22 points to 17 victory over Ireland, before following it up with a 24 points to 10 victory over Spain. They will next be in action tomorrow, I think it is, where they will face Australia. That's in the women's. The men's are facing. Where are the lads? Where are the lads? I lost the lads. There they are. Samoa tomorrow morning at 4:15 in the morning. So, in theory, it should be hopefully pretty straightforward and be able to top that log over there. But the restart there, it's a very good restart there from Australia, putting Fiji under pressure. Looking to see if there are any changes here, and it's very, very good defense. It's nice pressure being put on by, I think that's a replacement actually. I think it's Roach that's come on for Australia. It is. That's a nice way to start your game. And they forced a knock on there, so it'll be an Australian scrum inside the 22. Right, so it'll be interesting to see. I mean, if Australia score here, then a bit of a burglary over here, but a difference between an accuracy between the teams at the moment. Longbottom goes on the right-hand side, goes to Turner, the try score in the first half. Takes 2 to bring him down. On the front foot here are Australia. Down on the left-hand side, Hutchison goes to Lawson. Long bottom, long pass out wide to Maloof. Now this is Roach. You made that. You made the tackle that forced knock on to get them into this area to begin with. But a penalty for holding on by Fiji. Good work there being done. Now taking it quickly at Fiji and right inside their own 22. And now there's a bit of space here. This is where they can be so deadly. Good work there, and I think that's the replacement there. Now a bit of a knock back there, but good pressure once again. It's coming from Hutchison. He's been really good in defense so far, and has come back, but I think it's been knocked on. Has it? Referee says play on. Obviously back on Fijian pause. Roach there. Poppy up to long bottom. Makes it available to Hutchison, who turns well. Good work this from Australia. Now Roach down the right-hand side. Running it hard and true. Then pops it up to Roach. There's a bit of space. Will it be closed? It does close just in time. Desperate defense this from Fiji. Penalty advantage for Australia. Dowling does use it. Goes to long bottom. And he just delays the pass. And Hutchison will go over. And Australia are putting on a clinic on how to take the chances when they are on offer. Still hasn't jotted it down. Nobody really coming to force them to do it from Fiji. Yeah, he's saying he doesn't have to. Yeah, I'm about to say the referee saying let's go, and the player really rightly saying, well, I don't have to. No, it was good work there. I said he didn't have to jot that down. That was actually support from Fiji, who didn't put any pressure on and make him force it to jot it down. And that's a good kick up there from Australia. The try was underneath the poles, so the conversion was good. 12 points to 0, and they've gone deep and managed to land it in field. So they forced Fiji back on the 5 meter with a line out. So 3 minutes left to play. 12 points the margin at the moment. Right, well, Michael Hooper is on his feet. He's going to come and join the action. They do compete, Australia. It's bringing a bit of pressure on that Fijian line. They're behind their own try line. Now they put it to the boot. Now this is going to be a foot race. And the sweeper's going to, I think it's Longbottom who's back sweeping for Australia. So it's good work from him. He's looking for a bit of support. He's done very, very well there. And the support coming all the way back was Patterson. And knocked on by Australia. So it'll be a Fiji scrum. I wonder if we'll now see the introduction of said Michael Hooper. Looks like it. Yep, here he comes. Well, here we go. For the first time, Michael Hooper in an Australian Sevens jersey. And that's what he can do. Wearing number 77. $125 matches for Australia. Now making the switch to the sevens. In the twilight of his career. Inside ball, though. Good work, this. But once again, another knock on. I'll tell you what, for all that he's carried really strong, has Talakolo. He's not, I reckon he's knocked the ball on at least 2 to 3 times this game alone. And it was Michael Hooper involved there as well early on. 2 tackles there, and he's up so quickly over the board as well. I think he's going to be a bit of a Quacker Smith type of player in the 7 side. I think he's not slow around the park. We all know that. But such a good player over the ball. Very interesting for him to make the decision. He could continue playing 15s. I mean, we all know he's good enough. I think not taking him to the World Cup was an absolute travesty, to be honest. 125 caps for Australia. He's been carrying that side for years and years and years. So to not take him, even with the injury issues that he had, for me was a disaster idea. Now, it's a bit of a foot race, which I think the ball's going to win well into touch. Got there first in the end, did Palmer, but was then sort of pushed and the ball came off him. And Fiji taking this quickly. They've got just over a minute to try and score 2 converted tries. But a knock on, and who becomes aware of it, gets it away to Palmer. Palmer goes to Longbottom. Longbottom taking a bit of a time now. Now straightens the sides. Patterson. Ball available there. Now goes back to Maloof. Michael Hooper hugging the touchline. Michael Hooper down the wing. Decides to come back inside. Runs towards the support. And penalty for Fiji for not releasing. They're taking it quickly here. And there's a bit of an overlap. And that's a very good ball at the top. Once again, this should surely be the Fijian opening try. They're trying to scramble here, Australia. Hutchinson makes a good pass, but the numbers here for Fiji. That's a great diving pass, and he's thrown a bit of a wild pass. I think it's come off the referee. So it'll be a scrum, which will allow Australia to get back and run down the clock with 20 seconds on the clock. That will be the game for Australia. What a result this is for them. Right, so yeah, 5 seconds on the clock. So this will not be enough time for Fiji. So what a result this for Australia. They'll have Canada later. Sorry, France later, which would be a big result. A big game to try and win. France getting their first victory earlier this season, first tournament victory that is. Antoine Dupont playing a part there. One of the two high-profile players, alongside the likes of Michael Hooper, who made the switch for the season. They're looking to try and feature in the Olympics. Right, can they grab a late try here? Can Fiji inside ball there? Australia will be desperate to try and keep in the score list. Michael Hooper over that ball. Michael Hooper winning the penalty. That'll win them the game. Well, I tell you what, I did say I think he's gonna be a good series player. Look at the celebrations. They love it, absolutely love it. And that's where Michael Hooper's going to be there the entire season. Just bang on the floor, hands over the ball. Such a strong position. You're never going to move him there. That will be it. Final score, assuming that they do just kick this out, which I don't know why they wouldn't, will be Australia 12, Fiji 0. A big scalp for Australia. And we'll be back very shortly for France versus Canada. Don't go away. The stream will redirect you over there. And we'll see you guys there in just a